about the mantras, and the reason that they're so good is because, you know, one of the things that happens is we can't stop thinking, right? And so this is like we're tricking the mind. Can't stop thinking. The mind is full of words and visions, right? So we let the mind have what it wants, and we say, all right, then, well, you know, you want these words, so here's some for you. Here you go, you cheeky bugger. And we give the mind what it wants. And as we're giving the mind what it wants, say, for instance, it could be the word metta in Thai. So with a Thai pronunciation, it would be metta. And so with that softness to it as well. So as you breathe in, you would say me. As you breathe out, ta, me, ta, right? Could be any word you like. But what I want you to do is I want you to attach a feeling to it. Now, the word metta is an expression of another term, karuna, which is compassion, right? So metta is the expression of karuna. So what is karuna? What is compassion? It is understanding that the reason that I'm suffering is because I'm doing this. That's it. So we have that understanding. And we have that understanding, and the more we practice, the more clearer it becomes. And so we have compassion for this being. And then we suddenly realize, or gradually realize, that everyone that we know is virtually the same as us. Oh my God. So does that mean everyone is suffering because of the same shit? Oh, that's crazy. That is insane. That is heartbreaking. Oh my God. It's just because of this, right? But through their whole body and mind. And they're totally unaware of it, right? And so this is, because this is it. This is, once you release, once you start releasing and you give yourself this power, it changes your whole world, because suddenly you have control, of your suffering. Okay. And so when you contemplate what we do in life, every single thing that we do in life is to abate, is to make the suffering cease, right? Every single thing we do, from moving your leg to scratching your ear to having a drink of water to absolutely everything, every single thing, going to the toilet, everything, right? So if suddenly this is presented to you and you realize, oh my God, this is crazy. So we can be doing the most, you could be trading, highly stressful thing, and not be taken up by it. I could be trading stocks and be completely cool. Yeah. As I watch all my money just disappear. But I'm not, it doesn't get me upset like it used to. I used to trade before and I'd be a nervous wreck. Right. I think that's where I got those grays from. All right. So you apply this understanding that the reason that the trading was giving me gray hair is because I was watching the screen and doing this inside and just losing my shit, or watching COVID and all the ridiculousness and losing my shit, or going through a breakup and losing my shit, or whatever it is in life, losing our shit. So I can trade and I can be releasing. I can look at ridiculous restrictions and say that they're ridiculous and still be releasing, not getting caught up, right? So this is important in life, every facet of life. When we're doing our standing, the legs are shaking, and we're training this process. We're releasing and finding that 1% bliss in amongst all that potential suffering, right? And then we realize, holy shit, everyone in my life is having the same problem, right? So this, and then of course you act to help them. So this acting to help, this is metta. So we understand that the problem is this contraction, this hardness. That is true compassion, right? Compassion is not pity. That's most people have pity on other people. Like it's, like that's not it. That's not compassion. That's pity. Real compassion is understanding. Like, and I'm talking about, this is the deepest level of compassion, because once you understand this and you get a handle on it, you don't suffer anymore. So this is like the ultimate understanding. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like if you get a handle on this, that's it. Like I haven't been sad since 2010, for 11 years, right? May 2010. Shit. No, sorry. No. Oh my God. When was that? Yeah, 2010. That's right. May 2010. I haven't been angry since the same time. Right. And it was an ex-girlfriend that made me all of these emotions, of course. So because she knew how to push my buttons. Right. So I had like about four or five of the big emotions all happen at once. So I can safely say that, yes, it was May 2010 that the last time I was sad, angry, pissed off, murderous, all through this technique, right? So having this understanding, the expression of that understanding is metta. So first of all, we have to do it to ourselves. We can't fix other people without fixing ourselves, right? It doesn't work. Yeah. And so what we do, we work on ourselves. So we begin to, first thing, soften the eyes. Soften the eyes. This is the first thing. Windows to the soul, the eyes. So we soften the eyes. We take a look at how we're breathing. And we don't have to like give it a name, or we don't have to, the breathing is hard. The breathing is soft. The breathing is, and like give it a label. No. That's no, forget about that sort of stuff. Labeling is nothing more than thinking, right? That is words. So remember that it's either this or this. These are your two options in life, right? Or actually, it's more like this. Hang on. All right. So you ready? Right? Because it's doing. It's not a state. It's not like either open or closed. It's closing and opening. So you're always doing one of these two things, closing or opening. Okay. And so, because you can never reach the end of opening, like you just keep on opening. It just keeps going. Right. And really, you can never reach the end of closing. It just keeps on bloody closing until you're in a depressed black hole. Right. So we want to be open and spacious and just keep on opening, right? And so this is metta. This is the expression of our understanding, right? And so I soften my eyes, and everything that comes up in this being, instead of labeling it and calling it this and calling it that, it's just one of these two things. That's it. So it makes it super easy for us because we don't get lost in words. We don't get lost in ideas. We don't get lost in yin and yang, in the 1,000 things, or 10,000 things, I should say. 10,000 things under heaven. We don't get lost in all that. We don't get lost in the golden calves. We don't get lost in the sense gates. It's just this or this. And so we go through our life and we notice where we're holding, how our breathing is, and we just make the change. We don't need to label it. We don't need to say, oh, there's tension there. What type of tension is that? Oh, where did that come from? Oh, how long have I been holding it for? Oh, how long will I hold it for? What is it going to feel like in 10 years? No, forget about it. Just release. Just release. Anything that comes up, just release. As you look at it, softening your eyes, softening your ears, penetrating. And the better you get at it, the more you can see into it. And as you zoom in As you look at these little things that come up, you zoom in and you see spaciousness within the object, within this seemingly hard object. It could be the shoulder. So we use the body first because the body acts as an anchor for us. It acts as it's a stabilizer, brings the mind in instead of floating around outside. It brings it back in, and it's tangible. We know when we've released. We know when we've released. So now, as we're sitting here, just closing the eyes, and what we're going to do is we're going to introduce this word, this metta, this word metta. And as you breathe in, I want you to start, first of all, before you say the word, I want you to bring to mind, this is a good contemplation is powerful, right? Contemplation is good. Before you sit, it's good to have a contemplation. So I want you to think about all the times you've cried in your life. Not through joy, but through pain, through emotional grief. And I want you to understand that the only reason that you've been upset is because of your inability to release that pain. It's your own bloody fault. So un-PC, love it. I want you to understand that, because if you could release it, you wouldn't have been upset. That's the thing. You know, you still could have, you know, lost your house or lost your boyfriend or lost your job and all that bad stuff. It still could have happened, but the reason you were really upset about it is because of this one thing. So I want you to realize that, guys. Realize that. And realize how heavy that is. Like, think about it. Think about it. Like, there's so many times. And make it heavy and real. Like, it's shit. Damn. That's crazy. Make it heavy. Because what we're going to do, and we're going to make it heavy, and then we're going to swing out of the heaviness. All right. So I want you to make it heavy. Damn. And then we're going to make it even heavier. And we're going to realize that all of our friends and all of our family, every time they've cried and been upset, it's because of the same damn thing. That's heavy. That's super heavy. And then think about all the wars. Same thing. All the people who've died, been killed, and all that stuff. It's because of the same thing. Because someone didn't know this, didn't put this into practice. All right, so you got that heaviness there. You ready? We're going to use it. We're going to make lemonade out of those lemons, right? So how do we then begin the process of penetration into the truth? What do? We soften the eyes. So begin this process, softening the eyes, and just notice how nice it feels as you release the muscles around the eyes. You can use the breath as well. As you breathe in, you can have this soft opening feeling going into the pores of the skin. And as you breathe out, just this sense of and we can start to use this word. And so as you breathe in with this soft, beautiful feeling, you can say me or met. 2 syllables. As we breathe out, Ta. So just, to yourself. You don't need to express it verbally. You can, if you like. It's fine. But just to yourself for now. So as you breathe in, Metta. It's spelled Metta. Metta. And I want you to experience 1% or one little iota of bliss. Just notice how nice that feels. Of course, the bliss is nothing more than release. But I want you to enjoy it. So this whole process needs to be enjoyable. And then just gradually spread that metta around the face. So as you breathe in, just getting a sense of the cheeks or the nose, get a sense of the forehead. Met on the in breath, ta on the out breath. And we're beginning to refine this feeling. So with every new breath, we're making the feeling more beautiful, more lovely. Feel it around the ears, around the jawline, the mouth, all of that, the whole face now. Now I want you to stay with every internal sound of metta. So from the very beginning of the all the way through me, all the different sounds, metta, as you breathe out. So I want you to be with every single part of this experience. And I want you to make every single part beautiful. So I can see couple of strenuous looks on faces. Your eyes should be soft and lovely. Gradually spreading that awareness over your whole head, over the top of the head, through the hair, not the scalp, I mean, not the actual hair follicles, but the scalp. So your head should resemble a bubble of bliss right about now. If it doesn't feel that way, then just keep refining, like softening your attention, your intention, softening your intention. Gradually just spreading that down through the neck as well. So as you're breathing, it's like you're breathing directly into the skin of the neck. And gradually moving down across the shoulders and the chest. Again, breathing directly into the skin. And so you see that this word is becoming less and less of a word and more of a feeling. And so we're tricking the mind. It still thinks we're focusing on words, but actually it's just now knowing quality, knowing this feeling of metta in the chest. As you breathe in, metta, breathe out. Again, you're most welcome to put the hand on the chest or any body part that you like, just to bring the awareness there. That's totally fine. In fact, touch is highly underrated. Gradually just move down to your tummy. Same thing. Metta. And you should also find that the breath becomes longer and longer. The more relaxed you become, the slower the breathing becomes. With every single part of this breath. Of course, the more you relax, the more you zoom in, the more time expands. Breathe out, ta, this metta feeling. Breathe in the metta feeling. Let it go down into the hips, through the groin, Run, spread up through the lower back, through the bum as well. Across the whole back, up through the spine, shoulder blades. Feel it down the arms, the hands, the fingers. Of course, enjoying this process. Enjoy it. Like, just get lost in it. It's fine. Get lost in this. Let it become everything. Let it fill up your whole consciousness. Getting a sense of the legs as you breathe in, meh, as you breathe out, ta. All the way down to the feet, getting a sense of the feet. And just allow your awareness to spread a nice broad sense of awareness across the whole body, from the head to the feet to the hands. Metta. Breathing in the expression of your understanding. Breathing out the expression of your understanding. Understanding that all you need to do is change, fine-tune, soften. You begin to penetrate. See the truth of nature, of our own nature. Allowing yourself to become joyful. Suddenly you realize that you haven't been thinking for a while. And if a thought does arise, just like the rest of the body that you've just encountered, you brought your attention to the rest of the body and you have applied the mantra to that part of the body. So if a thought does come up, you just do the same thing. You metta it. You metta the thought. And then go back to the body. Feel the body again. If a sound comes in, you can do the same thing to the sound. You can metta the sound. Metta your ears. If you're sick of my voice, you can metta your ears. All the way into the ears. That's an interesting one, that one. You can feel how much tension you hold in the ear internally. Trying to keep out the bullshit. You can't. Let it flow through you. That's okay. Soften the ear gate. Just don't give it anything to get caught on. As you begin to open the eyes, same thing. So first thing that you see as you open your eyes, Metta, to your eyeball. This is a good way to do it. So you can get a sense of the eyes and this Metta in the eyes. As you breathe out through the eyes, Metta-ing the eyes. As you drink, you can do it to your food and beverage as you drink. So you can make your mantra part of your day. Everything that you do, you can apply your mantra to every component. So now as that water is in my system, it's starting to spread out into the system, and what I'm essentially doing is I'm charging my water with metta. Is that good for you? I'd say so. For the last 25 minutes, we've been charging. Charging is a term which means basically putting your intent into something. So, it's the basis of magic, I suppose. And but this is the ultimate magic. And so what we're doing is we're basically charging the body with release. Well, the precursor to release. This is what metta is. Yeah. If you don't have that understanding, first of all, of the reason that you're upset, the reason that you're tense, the reason that you can't deal with things is because of contraction. So you have that understanding. Then the first thing is the expression of that understanding, which is melting. You have to melt. And then through that melting, we begin to see the spaciousness that exists there already. We begin to penetrate that with the mind. So we begin to actually see the reality of it. And we begin to see that we are actually spacious and comfortable anyway. But it's just through this habitual tendency that we make ourselves uncomfortable. So we charge the body with this metta. We charge the water with it, the breath, everything. Things that we see, our eyes, our ears, everything. Yeah, this is a good practice. Very, very nice. Alrighty, how did we go, guys? Look at you, bunch of smilers. Just sitting there looking all content and lovely. Nice. Good. Good to see. I like it. Alrighty. Okay, guys. So can we turn the sound back on, Kristen, please? Alrighty. So how'd you go, guys? Any questions or thoughts? There should be no thoughts. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. And yeah, this is the power of this is it's crazy, right? Like, because you know, the only reason we question and we have doubts is because we're not comfortable, you know, and we don't understand, right? And we can't stop thinking. That's the reason. It's the thinking. We can't stop thinking. And so the nature of thought is doubt. You know, it's making judgments. That's why we think. Questioning. So if everything that we do is, then all the questions that we generally have are trying to find out a way to alleviate suffering. That's why we have these questions. And so if you spend your time throughout the day, or, you know, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, or whatever, you know, however long you can, by finding the answer to your problems. So for 10 minutes, you are in the answer. You are the answer. That's fucking crazy. Sorry for the French, but crazy. That wasn't French, was it? Julien, are you there? No, okay, probably not. But that's the power. That's some powerful shit right there, right? That's it. You are the answer at that moment. Yeah. So it's like when you're in a car and you've got a bunch of backseat drivers. That's what the mind is like generally. And it's just a complete state of confusion. Everyone thinks they know the directions, but nobody does. And they're all yelling at you. You're driving the car. And it's insanity. And so what we've just done then is we've kicked everyone out of the car. and we're just, you know, we know where to go. All right, look, I know the way. All right, it's fine, I know the way. Just having that certainty. And this is what they talk about. This is what they talk about, the stability of the practice. That stability is always there. It's just always there, guys. Always there. You can always just go, oh, hang on a minute. Metta. Metta. Just do that for 5 minutes. Oh shit, there it is. That's comfortable. Damn. Right? Powerful stuff. Alrighty, guys. So this is it. We become the practice. You become the practice. You become release. You become metta. It's not a thought. It's not an idea. It's not an ideal. That's just what you do. And, you know, you retain your personality, and you can still laugh, and you can still have a life and do all that stuff. But in amongst that, in amongst your function, you are the practice. Right? Yeah. All right, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you later.